colleague Trey and I have put together a presentation critiquing a Choices magazine article about supply management, and it particularly talks about supply management in the US dairy and potato industries. So what is supply management? It's a management system in which income is supported through production controls, and it results in higher prices, so therefore higher incomes for agricultural producers, and it controls entry and exit in the industry as well as competition, and it pushes technological advances on top of that. So the overall objective of it is to address the oversupply issue by balancing supply and demand, and it achieves a fair output price level for producers. So in this little picture here you can see whatever farmers produce will equal what consumers are demanding, and it makes things run more efficiently. So an example of this is in Canada. In Canada we have a supply management system, and it's been here since the 1970s, and it was implemented by the Canadian Dairy Commission. And basically it was enforced to address unstable prices, uncertain supplies, and fluctuating revenues for producers. And then managing supply in agricultural industries is difficult and complex because of the large volumes produced versus other industries. And so that's why it's such an efficient and effective method for Canadians. So with this supply management system, farmers manage their production so it coincides with demand, and then demand meets supply, as I said. And it controls your shortages and expensive surpluses. So your shortage is when you have more demanded than what's supplied, and your surplus is when you have more supply than what's demanded. And the system has provided a stable market then, and has met challenges with the changing markets and trade rules. And as current topics approach, such as globalization, the CDC, whoever implemented that, believes that the system will remain strong, ensuring the viability of Canada's dairy industry. So the attempts in the US, there was organizations of agricultural producers in the US have attempted implementing different supply management systems in past years, both in the potato and the dairy industries. And these were enacted to create price and supply stability, just like in Canada. And because prices for producers were beginning to fall below costs. So the two programs that they attempted in the States were the Herd Retirement Program and the Export Assistance Program. And these two together made up the CWT program. And it was developed by the National Milk Producers Federation and cooperatives working together. So with the Herd Retirement Program, it ran from 2003 to 2009, and it was basically a way to remove milking herds away from production and reduce supply. So farmers that were willing to participate needed to submit their bids to CWT on how much money they would accept for them to remove their cattle and actually slaughter them. And this strategy did decrease production and increase the price of milk by 59 cents per hundredweight. And the Export Assistance Program is actually still running. It started in 2003, and it currently helps dairy farmers expand to foreign markets by allocating subsidies on exports of selected products. And so with these two programs, as they may have worked for a little while, they were still not receiving high enough revenues to cover the expenses of the producers. So the Herd Retirement Program failed in 2009, and the Export Assistance was still in effect as of 2015. And with the potato industry, that idea of supply management in the potato industry came from Idaho, because in Idaho they're the top producing potato state, and it was called the Potato Acreage Management Program. So with this program, started in 2005 and ended in 2010, it was put in place just to control the amount of potatoes that were being produced to stable the supply, and it led to price increases and lower volatility in the market. But these positive effects diminished over time, because in 2008 they had the highest increase in yields and prices fell significantly. And followed by that, in 2009, the farmers began to just start ignoring the program, and they increased their plantings by 5%. And also in 2009, yields went up further and prices dropped even more, starting at $8 per hundredweight at the beginning and dropped all the way down to $2.90 at the end. pass it over to Trey to finish the PowerPoint.
So supply management systems are thought of as a cartel in the States. Controlling the price by limiting supply is illegal under the U.S. antitrust law, and it violates Section 1 of the Sherman Antitrust Act. But limited immunity, antitrust immunity is given to U.S. producers by the Caper-Volstead Act, allowing producers to work together in post-production activities such as processing, handling, and marketing. In terms of policy implications, organizations like the Department of Justice and the Federal Trade Commission have the opinion that producers have the right to fix prices, but not the right to control supply. Section 1 never specified in what way agricultural production and supply control could be handled, giving producers a vague understanding of their limitations. An analysis conducted in 2011 concluded that acreage reductions, production restrictions, and collusive crop planting are not activities protected by the Act. It is also well established that producers can set output prices because pricing is an element of marketing in the Act. So agriculture production supply controls are possible under the Agricultural Marketing Act. So the question is, based on producers' experience, what could the Canadian supply management system do for U.S. agricultural producers? In terms of economics, prior to the implementation of a quota system, producers' market equilibrium will be at point A, where supply meets demand. If prices were to increase to P1, producers would receive a greater revenue. However, Q2 would be demanded, while Q1 would be supplied, resulting in a surplus equal to the distance between the 2 points. To prevent the surplus, quota is imposed at Q2, which and price is set at P1. So in terms of consumer producer surplus with a quota system, the supply limiting quota is in place at Q1, and which increases price from P0 to P1, and the quantity produced will decrease from Q1 to Q0. Consumer surplus is reduced by the area P1, B, C, and P0. And producer surplus is increased by the area P1, B, G, and P0 less G, C, D. And both producers and consumers lose the area B, G, C, and this is represented as the deadweight loss to society. So under the current market system, producers in the States have relatively no supply management control. This makes them subject to market volatility and changes in consumer trends. So reasons for not having a supply management system, many consumers view it as will lead to higher prices for their goods. Some consumers are going as far as to sue organizations trying to put in place supply management strategies, arguing that they're violating Section 1 of the Sherman Antitrust Act, having the sole purpose of increasing prices. Higher prices in the U.S. agricultural commodities would reduce how competitive they are in the world marketplace, and supply management strategies don't work as well for field crops because of the uncertain production levels, whereas with livestock, output can be more easily controlled. Reasons for supply management would be increase in guarantees in producer income, as well as maintain volatility of prices in egg commodities, and reduces government subsidies given to producers. In the past, the U.S. Dairy industry established a price floor for dairy producers, but since they've taken that away, volatility has increased in that industry. Supply management also controls competition and entry into the industry, and an oversupply could lead to more food waste and an inefficient use of resources. There's our references, and that's it.
Thank you.